Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mrs. Alter
And Mrs. Sharp.
and we're going to start talking about evaluating expressions. So we've been talking about modeling and writing them, and now we're going to evaluate them. Ms. Sharp, what else would you see besides evaluating expressions?
Evaluate means to either solve or simplify or evaluate.
Okay, and we've talked about two different types of expressions. We talked about numerical expressions like 5 plus 4, just with the numbers. And then we've talked about the algebraic expressions, which we're going to evaluate today, like a plus 2, okay, that variable a. We're going to give it a value. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, copy steps 1 and 2 down, and then come back on and we'll work through some examples.
Okay. Step 1, we're going to substitute or plug in the given value of the variable.
Okay,
And then step 2, you're going to solve using your order of operations.
remember when dear Aunt Sally was here last week?
Oh yes, dear Aunt Sally.
Don't forget the order. All right, so let's do an example. So go ahead and copy down example 1, x minus 9. And that semicolon just means that we're going to give the value of x as 15. So x equals 15. So what do we do first, Ms. Sharp?
First, I'm going to substitute or plug it in.
Plug it in, plug it in. So instead of x, what are we going to plug in?
Let's say 15.
Okay, so I'm going to put that value in place of it. So instead of x minus 9, I'm going to write 15 minus 9. And what does that equal?
Solve it. It's 15 minus 9. I have
6.
6. I was going to say 4.
So there's your answer.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. All right, let's do a second example. Ooh, what is that? What does that fraction bar, that line mean?
It looks like a fraction. It means to divide, though.
Okay, so 16 divided by n. Well, we can't solve it, but here we can evaluate it because they're telling us that n equals 8.
Okay, so first we substitute.
So I'm going to rewrite it as 16 divided by 8.
And then we solve it.
What's 16 divided by 8? 2. Fantastic. All right, so now you're going to try 2. Go ahead, copy these down, n minus 6, where n equals 10, and then 20 divided by r, where r equals 2. Go ahead and pause, try those two, and then come back on and see how you did. All right, so we plugged in 10 for n, so 10 minus 6 gave us 4.
4. And then this one, 20 divided by r, plugged in 2 for r. 20 divided by 2 is n.
Fantastic. All right, let's do a few more examples, again using steps 1 and 2. Okay, so example 3, when we have a number and a variable next to each other like that, Ms. Sharp, what does that mean to do?
That means to multiply.
Okay, so we're going to plug in, instead of c, we're going to replace it with
5.
5. All right, so you can write 4
Times.
dot, which means times. And what is 4 times 5?
20.
Fantastic. All right, and let's do one more. Oh, we have a negative 2 times k minus 3.
Don't be afraid. Yeah, we're just going to substitute where k equals 7. You substitute in to negative 2 times.
Okay. This time I'm using the parentheses, where up here I used a little dot.
Yeah. Either way, minus 3. This is where our order of operations come into play.
And our integers rule. So all these
Yes.
rules are coming back. So use your tool, don't be a fool. Okay, so negative, so order of operations.
Yes, first we're going to multiply negative 2 times 7.
Okay.
And how many? So we know that we multiply as usual. 2 times 7 is 14. Count our negatives. There's one negative. That gives us a negative answer.
So negative 14, I bring down the rest, minus 3.
Yeah.
Since we're subtracting integers, we really need to add the opposite. So we're going to add a line and change the sign. So I'm going to change that addition. I'm going to change that to addition, and the opposite of 3 would be a negative 3. So now my rules for subtracting or adding integers.
Same signs, add and keep.
Okay, so same signs, 14 plus 3 is
17.
17, and keep those negative signs.
There we go.
All right, you're going to try 2. So go ahead and copy down 6 times j when j equals 3. and then negative 3 times p minus 2 when p equals 4. So go ahead, pause the video after you copy those down and practice them. Come back on. All right, let's see how you did. So we plugged in 3 for J, so 6 times 3 gives us
18.
And then we plugged in 4 for P.
Order of operations, you got to multiply before you subtract. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then minus 2. Add line, change the sign. Got 2 negatives, 2 of the same sign, add and keep the sign.
Yep.
Negative 14.
Negative 14. All right, so let's do one more example. Okay, this one's a little bit more challenging, but you guys can do this.
They can do it.
Okay, so we have a squared minus 2 times b, where a equals 6 and b equals negative 4. So we have 2 variables here.
Okay.
Okay, so for a, what am I going to replace that with, Ms. Sharp?
We're going to substitute it with a 6.
Okay, so it's going to be 6 squared, or 6 to the second power, minus 2 times
Negative 4.
negative 4. All right, and again, order of operations. Remember, parentheses, that parentheses is just telling you that negative 4 is going to be multiplied by 2. So really we need to do the exponents first.
Right?
So what does 6 to the second power mean?
It's 6 times 6, or 36.
All right, so I'm just going to do a little arrow there. 6 times 6, which gives you 36 minus 2 times negative 4. Now what do I do?
I'm going to multiply. So 2 times 4 is 8. And I have
You have a negative 4,
Negative
so it's going to
4.
be,
a negative 8
so 36
minus,
minus a negative
8.
8. Be careful with all those symbols. So again, when we're subtracting integers, we're really adding the opposite.
Add a line, change sign,
Or keep, change, change.
and now they're both positives. Same signs, add and keep.
So 36 plus 8 equals
46.
44.
44, so sorry.
All right, so using that example, go ahead and try this one. C squared minus 3 times D, where C equals 4 and D equals 2. Copy that down, push pause, and solve it. All right, so how did you do? Did you get 10?
Yep.
Okay, plug in your variables, 4 and 2 for D and C. Okay, and then you do your exponents first. 4 squared means 4 times 4, which gives you 16. And then 3 times 2 gives you 6. Oh, I did that all in one step, didn't I? Okay, and then 16 minus 6 equals 10. All right, so using these examples, go ahead and copy your practice problems down. Okay, so number 1,
N minus 8, where N equals 22.
number 2,
4P, or 4 times P plus 3, where P equals 3.
number 3,
Number 3 is K squared divided by 3 when K equals 9.
okay, number 4,
Number 4 is B squared minus 3 times C when B equals 5 and C equals 2.
okay, so you have 2 variables there, and then the last one,
Number 5, N minus 22, where N equals 8.
all right, well, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back in class.
Bye, guys.